Hey there, it's us, Legacy of Love and Laughter. I am Alicia, and this is
Valerie.
and we are here tonight. We're going to talk about Christmas traditions. My screen just flipped a little bit, and I'm afraid you're losing my beautiful light, so I'm going to tilt it back and see if they come back into vision. There we go. Okay, we're trusting that's working, right? We've had a heck of a technology day and we're running very late. So we're just going to share with you some thoughts about traditions, right?
Yes.
Yes, we've been boning up by looking at some videos about other people and their trans traditions. I just want to tell you, to me, what a tradition is about. I think you'll agree. A tradition is like a foundation, and it's built on like family and friends and things that we do over and over. So it's really kind of made of a continuing memory that goes back for generations. You think?
Yeah, that's how they get started.
Yeah. And when we keep our traditions, we keep the foundation. And in this life, what we need more than ever these days is continuation of the traditions in our life. So we want to talk a little bit about Christmas holiday traditions, and some of the things that we have done every year. I'm going to skip around on my list a little bit so that we can get through as much as possible. So, we talked a little bit about it last year. Whew, feels
That's
like it.
only been a week. It's only been a week.
Last time about decorations and how we would go to Constitution Plaza, and I would take my family. Did you take your family to Constitution
Yeah,
Plaza?
I think maybe we went separately. I think mom took me,
Oh,
and I.
what a minute.
Huh?
What did she have it? When did they have it before you had kids?
What are we talking?
Constitution Plaza, going down to that boat building down in downtown Hartford, where they had all the little animated
Yeah, I don't
figures.
know that I ever went there.
Ah, okay. Well, that's where we would. That's where we take our kids.
What happens when we're rushing? We got confused.
Yes, this is true. This is true. But you were probably talking about going to New York City with mom and looking at the like
That could be,
Macy's.
but I don't remember going there with my
You
kid.
had to go. No, I didn't go. I don't think I ever actually went there at the peak of the holiday. I think I went there after
Yeah.
off holidays when the decorations were still up. But it was an event that we did for years. I'm happy to say that I know that my kids, they go now to the Crown Center in Kansas City.
That's a treat.
And oh yeah, and they've got a great big gingerbread display. So even though it's not exactly what we did, it is a continuation of a special time when the family gets together and goes out to see decorations.
They're awful easy to get rid of if you don't want to get rid of all your memories.
No, no. And when the tradition goes on and on, it weaves the family together.
So tell you everybody that you're talking to that you're going to be appreciating the closeness of the family that you've got. You know, so a lot of people don't celebrate hardly at all.
Yeah. So, in other words, there is no more display at Constitution Plaza, but there is at the Crown Center, where those kids go. And now, Sean took me around his neighborhood one time when I was there for the winter and showed me the stuff in his neighborhood, which was pretty cool as well. And I don't have anybody to go with to go out looking at lights anymore. So, do you know how I fill that blank?
You called them.
No, I watch on TV the Great Christmas Light Fight. So,
Yeah, those are good.
yeah, we watch those together. So that's kind of become our little tradition when our families are not available to take us out or we're not available to go.
But that's okay because it's almost like you're visiting with friends, only they're far away.
Yeah, yeah. Another tradition was, which we talked about last time, which was going to Meriden Square,
Yeah,
going shopping, and I found a video on Meriden Square today because they're calling it a dead mall, and they're trying.
that's pretty sad.
It is. It is. If you want to go to Google and look up Meriden Square, Meriden, Connecticut, uh, and you can see several videos come up, but you can see where they walk through it. I was last there 7 years ago, and that's when Sammy was still with us, and I had Tristan, and it was okay then. But in 7 years, that mall about died.
Really, you see a lot of more teenagers, um, very few business people or anything, and the shops aren't the same.
No, a lot of them are gone. But West Farms Mall in West Hartford, that's still slamming. They're going pretty good. So on Christmas Eve, we talked about it a little bit. We had tradition. We always made sure all the family was seen, which was exhausting. It was eating too much stuff.
Yeah, the wrong stuff.
Usually our evenings were like supper. We would wind up with a bowl of soup because we were just so. How could you
Fooded
say?
out.
Yeah. Can you say food drunk or food?
Something like that.
Yeah,
Because you don't realize how much you're eating. It
exactly.
just tastes good, so it's a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and the next thing you know, you're in over your head.
Yeah, it's a food hangover. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
And so if you go, like we would go to one grandparent's house and you eat something, and then you go to the other grandparent's house and eat a little bit, and then you go to the in-laws and you eat a little bit,
And you
and
forget where you ate.
this is true, and
You
and
want
exactly
to go
how
out
much you
again.
ate till it's too late. Um, Midnight Mass was a lovely tradition when I was in the Catholic Church, which I'm not, but that was a big deal was going to midnight mass. Did you go to midnight mass much?
Yeah, I went. I went every week, but
Every year?
after, yeah, I went to midnight mass. Oh yeah, just for that time of the year. I thought you meant in total
No.
over the year. No, but it was. I liked going at midnight mass, but it gets difficult. First, you get a little too old. You're not stable enough and all that, and you get cold and just I don't know. But the people would pour into the church for
Yeah, we
midnight
called
mass.
them the two timers. They come to church twice a year with Christmas and Easter.
Yeah, and I don't want to be on that list anymore.
No, no. I probably told this story before, but if you already heard it, oh well. If you didn't hear it, oh, so it's new to you. I met my first husband on the 23rd. Well, our first date was on the 23rd of December, and so I asked him if he wanted to go to midnight mass with me. So I've known this guy for like 2 dates. I met him at my job. I worked at Dunkin' Donuts.
That's a good place to work.
And I filled the donuts sometimes. So you fill the donuts. You grab a couple of donuts and you hold them up, and there's these two spiky things coming out, and you shove the donuts on the spiky thing and hit the trigger, and it goes boom, and it fills the donut. So
A little left over.
this was 50, 60 years ago. I think the statute of limitations has run out on it. But when I would make donuts to bring home, I would go, that was twice as heavy as the box of donuts should have been. Anyway, that's how I met him. And then we went to midnight mass. We've known each other for 2, 3 days. And so we're all dressed up, and the music is happening. There's a little girl behind us. And at one point, you're trying to be all holy, holy, and this little girl behind us goes, "Somebody farted."
Isn't that pleasant?
Awkward. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. I'm the only other one that would have been with you.
Did you have any funny church stories?
No, that'll be whatever I have.
That'll be whatever. Well, so after a while, when you have kids, you don't go to midnight mass anymore.
It's too
Anyway,
much of a struggle.
so you go to the children's mass.
It's lovely but very long.
Well, children's mass wasn't long.
was a little,
It was 4:30 in the afternoon on Christmas Eve, which
Yeah.
saved you from going to church on Christmas morning, so you could have your traditional breakfast and presents opening and stuff
and it's
in
a
your.
very sweet mass. It's, with
It
the
was.
kids, with the carrying the host and all that. It's really nice, but it's tough if you have any difficulty walking or anything, which this year seems to be a problem.
Yeah, yeah. Well, when I was in ministry, in pulpit ministry, every Christmas Eve we would do a children's service, and I had our mom made me a big. I used to collect nativities, and it was a pretty big nativity set. So what I would do is I had the story of Jesus' birth written out, and I would have the kids from the church take their one would bring up the shepherd, and one would bring up they'd bring the pieces up as I read the story. That became a tradition in the churches that I serve. I don't know if they continued it after I moved on to another church, but they always did love that part of the children's service.
And you pass that on. People love that.
They did.
It was good. Let's do it again.
And God, the kids, it turns the kids' minds for 5 minutes to the real meaning of Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, not that.
And they get to move around a little bit. They get
Yeah.
out of the pew. They get back in the pew afterwards.
Yeah.
And that stuff is all makes them think about what they're doing.
Yeah.
They have to stay in line the right way, and they have to follow instructions. That's
And
hard
they
enough for
hear the
adults.
story, and they're a part of the story. So that was really nice. When I was in church, one thing that didn't work out is um, midnight mass is kind of basically more like a Catholic thing. I don't know that
Yeah,
other
I've never gone to
churches
another
do it.
church, so I don't.
Well, I decided that we should have a midnight service in my first year in ministry. And unity, our belief system, is my tradition, our philosophy and theology, is that you don't do a midnight mass. You just didn't do that. But I thought this would be a wonderful tradition to pass down. So the first service I had was very nice, the earlier service, Christmas Eve, and they also don't necessarily do it on Christmas Eve all the time. They do it on the Sunday before Christmas, because Unity is made up of many different faiths that have chosen this path as theirs. So when the late mass came out, it was time for the late mass. We went out for dinner between services, and 3 people showed up.
Oh,
So here I
I
am,
don't remember you
brand
telling
new
me that.
minister in my first church, my first Christmas service, and there's 3 people, and I cried.
You're allowed. That's a crying situation.
So you got to be careful with your traditions. Not everybody's traditions are
It's
the same. Yep, yep. Um, so then we had other things that for our culture, we are, and I got to put the whole thing in, German, Scotch, Irish, Polish. My mother would always get upset if we just said we were Polish, even though we were half Polish and the other half was combined German, Scotch, Irish. But in the Polish tradition, they had, remember, after service.
Oh yeah, you could pick up, or I guess anyone could get them.
Anyone could get
Their host, they put them on the altar, and their little plastic bag with the host is in it, and I don't remember if there was anything else.
It's called oplatki.
Yeah, and I can't pronounce it, so it's okay.
So that's a Polish tradition. And what you do is the head of the household takes one of the wafers, and it's usually it's about that big, and it's a very thin wafer, and it has embossed on it a holy picture. It could be the nativity, it could be the wise men, it could be whatever. So the head of the household breaks the wafer in half and gives the other half to the next in line, the next in command, usually the wife or whatever. But today households are very different, and we honor and respect them all. So each of them would then break off. They'd hand reach over their piece of a potki to whoever was around them, who would break off a piece. Merry Christmas! You'd break off a piece of theirs, and so that was a very fun tradition. And I got that actually from my ex-husband, my first husband, uh, because they followed that tradition.
We used to do that.
Yeah, but I didn't start doing it till after
Oh,
after
oh, you
that,
didn't.
and
I didn't.
I was freaked out. I can't have that. I'm not in a state of grace. I thought it was like communion. No,
Yeah.
no, no. It's okay. It's okay. Everybody can have. And so that was another one of my embarrassing
We
moments.
needed a little uh, shape list of things to do,
Yes,
things not to
yes,
do, or what order things went in.
yes. And if you're watching the videos, make these notes. You might wind up at a Polish family's house, and they may offer you an apotki. It's absolutely okay. It's wishing good wishes for the holiday for your family. Um, Another thing that I don't know too much about, except for from the past, is the Christmas work party. So your job or your husband's job would have a Christmas party at the company, and you'd get all dressed up, and they'd usually have roast beef. They'd have a big meal in a restaurant, and you'd get your Christmas bonus. Um, and I hated going because I didn't know any of the people he worked with. I didn't want to go. And for many years, you go because that's what you do, right?
Yeah, that's what you do.
That's you got to do what you got to do. Um,
You want everybody to celebrate Christmas and New Year's in their own way, but you don't want to embarrass them. It's like me when
no,
I'm trying
no, no,
trying
no.
to talk some of the stuff. I get stuttery now. A little bit of age on this old dog, and I like the old things. I like to sit where I can see what's going on, especially for a mass like children's mass. But the children take up all the places in the
Damn
front.
children.
So I appreciate having a regular mass where I can kind of sit where I can see. I'll get over it.
Yeah, yeah. Um, well, I know that now my ex-husband's boss, their company would have the whole, husbands and wives. They'd get their cash Christmas bonus, which I had never had an idea of it was, but I was told after it was a week's pay. And then when the government found, I might have said this last time, but when the government got word of it, they said, wait a minute, we got to get our taxes on that. They shouldn't, because it was a gift, and you're not supposed to have to pay taxes on gifts. So I know, I
I
know.
agree with you.
Now, our Christmas parties with Avon, when I worked for Avon as a district sales manager, they would be big and showy and have a ton of people there because your whole district would be there. And
Entertainment.
yeah, a little bit of entertainment. Um, and you always wound up taking a poinsettia home. And if you were lucky, if it made it, because up here it's kind of cold in the winter. So
That's the truth.
if you're, but we got lovely gifts and stuff. So Avon was very, very good to its employees. But here's the thing: you were not allowed to bring your mate, and they had a
I didn't remember
philosophy
that.
behind that. Well, that was because it was for management. I was in management, so you couldn't bring your mate. But the idea was this: you would be at the party. They would psych you up with things that are coming up the next year, where the Circle of Excellence trip was going to be and everything, and you'd get all excited. But you'd pick each other's brains. You'd spend the whole night. So, how did you get that great campaign there? Wow, that was a lot. And, oh, you added a lot of people to your district. How did you do that?
Yeah.
So
Cheap.
there was a method to their madness. Um, Now, another big tradition, which I have given up on, is, and she has not, is Christmas cards.
Oh, Christmas cards are okay. is I got an unusually large amount of people on my Christmas card list because of the campground. We have the campground, and people send you cards, so you automatically send a card back to them, and saying who was that person, who was. But then you go, yes, I get it, and I'll send them. But it's hard to not send them when somebody sends them to you. You like the people, you know the people, but I'm going to have to work that out in the next couple of years because being on myself.
There's
doing that.
73
Yeah.
cents each to mail these days. Give me a break.
Oh yeah, it was expensive.
And but the whole Christmas card, I understand that the average person today sends out about 20 cards. Now, I used to send out like her maybe 50, 60 cards. And the whole thing, everybody did that back then. And you had to bundle your cards when you take them to the post office. You had to bundle them by, you got a bunch for one zip code, bundle them, put a note in for that zip code so you'd have all your cards sorted when you brought them to the post office.
Did all that work.
And there was so many cards, so many Christmas cards being sent that the mailman would come twice Christmas
Yep.
week. He'd come twice every day because they had so many. And once in a while, they'd even come on Sunday. But most people don't do big bunches of Christmas cards now, and
Everybody is really worried about their finances, and
it's a pain in the tush.
it is.
I mean, I have lousy handwriting, so if I wrote you a lovely note on your Christmas card, you'd have no idea what it said, and that's not a good thing. And then you got all the cards, and of course, if you want to be ecologically sound, you can recycle them. Now back then you couldn't, but then you got to figure them out, and then you get the guilt. You don't want to throw it away because you're guilty, and they sent it to you because they love you. That's really hard.
Yeah,
And
I always pray that they respond to mine when I send them one or reply to one, because I forget people. And then if I get a card and it's got their faces on it, I'll save the card and the envelope and everything because I'm afraid I'm going to go, I know this person. I know
Yeah,
this person. It's not.
what did you do with your Christmas cards when you got them?
I opened them all up and I checked my book to see who I, gave to and who I didn't. And I'd mail them out the next year. If I got them the first year, I'd mail them out.
No,
the
I mean,
second year.
like, I would take my cards and I would hang them out on the doorway with a little bit of
Oh
tape,
yeah,
and I'd put them all around the doorway.
we did that for a little while. But
Yeah.
between the kids and the animals helping me pull them off,
Yeah,
it got to be kind of messy.
yeah, yeah. So now sometimes I will send my Christmas card giving has come down to a Facebook post generally. And these are Christmas greetings to you. Hope you're appreciating it. So we did that. We did that. Oh, and the other thing that we heard, you forget about things you heard, and you go, oh yeah,
Why did I forget that?
yeah. Why did I forget that? One of the things is an Advent wreath. Now, if you go and you look up Mundane Mystic Reverend Alicia Leslie, you will see that I'm posting videos for each week of Advent, lighting my Advent wreath. So that's another tradition. It's a wreath and it's got 4 or 5 candles. Mine has 5. Some people have 4. They use different colors of the candles to symbolize different things. Every week, the first week you light the candle of hope, and you keep it burning during dinner. The second week you light hope and peace, and then the third one it's hope and peace and love, and then the fourth one, which is coming up today, fourth Sunday of Advent, is joy.
Yeah.
So I'll be going home from here today, and I'll be doing my joy video for the fourth Sunday of Advent. So take a look at it. It's a wonderful tradition. And then just because I love it, we had a TV guide, and I would love the Christmas week TV guide. Now, you see, back in those days, you couldn't tape anything. When it was on, it was on. And if you missed it, you missed it. So you would be very sure to know what was going on in the TV guide so you wouldn't miss your show.
Yeah, it's, it's far more convenient now, but you clutter up your phone and your television and everything else, keeping track so that they know what holiday is coming up or what little day is coming up. Day to go to so and so's house and bake cookies. Oh my God, I can't forget that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, our calendars became very, very busy, and the TV guide, I would take that out. I would circle it. I'd have it displayed.
It was a big deal. I'm sure TV Guide is not happy the way things are turning out.
Yeah, now I don't know. I watch most of my stuff on YouTube,
I
or
know.
I tape it and watch what I want to
Tape
watch.
it and you can watch what you want to watch.
Exactly, exactly. Well, that was a fast half hour.
It was. I'm very slow tonight.
You are.
Yes, it's cold outside and you got to walk across
Yeah,
the
I'm the
street.
one that's got to get all
We
my
had to have
garb together
dinner.
and
Yeah,
go across the street in the dark.
but I felt bad.
Thank you for feeling bad.
And I called to make sure you were all right.
We hope you enjoy our little decor, our little personal decor during the holidays. We know it's silly, but we think it's kind of fun. It gives you something to laugh at. And but that is it for us for tonight. We've got two other topics that we want to shove in before Christmas, so you'll probably be getting one or two more videos this week.
Don't be frightened. We won't overdo it.
Yeah, we may.
And then it again might give somebody a big laugh.
Yeah, and no matter what, you'll be able to look us up year after year
That's
after
right.
year after year,
I'm the one with the horns.
even after we leave. But you got the glasses. You got the Rudolph glasses tonight.
Oh, I got
I've got the
glasses.
lights. I get
That's
the
right.
light. All right, guys. You have a great time till we see you again. And know that we love you, we bless you, appreciate you, and we behold the
I
divinity.
really
in you.
appreciate you.
Absolutely. Bye.
Bye bye. Count the days.
I have to click the right button. Yeah, count the